Well, I think you shocked the world today with the announcement. As you said, drop the mic chick during that press conference. But obviously, it's a whole process.
Yep.
He's talked about the competition. You've talked about the competition. And when you're finally able to, let's be honest, realize a kid's dream.
Yeah,
You're
it's
telling
cool.
a kid this is what's happening here.
Yeah.
It's got to be cool for a head coach.
Yeah, I think it's always a good message, like good things come to those who put the work in. And Jayden Daniels is one that puts the work in. I saw it from the first time rookie camp was here. And I arrived pretty early and he was right there. And same with the next day. And then we didn't have practice the next day and he was still there. So you can see some people do it for a short time, you know, trying to make a good first impression or that. But what you'll learn with Jayden is that it doesn't stop. You know, the work ethic to try to find the edges to go, that's just who he is as a competitor. And his teammates noticed that. I thought Zach Ertz said a good thing where a lot of people said, this guy is going to be good. This guy is going to be good. And Zach said, I think that's a mistake. This guy is good.
Right.
And I thought that spoke to a lot of what some of his teammates think of him. And it's pretty rare, Chick, that you get this quarterback room with guys like Marcus and Tavita. And they have such a good connection. And any coach would want his rookie quarterback to have a leader with him. But that's not usually the case, but it is in this one.
I saw you at USC for Caleb.
Yep.
UNC, Drake May. I saw you LSU with Jayden Daniels. At what point did you realize that the young man in that building not was going to be your pick, but that he was who he is? Did you find out in the meetings or did you find out here?
Yeah, that's a good one. I would say the last visit, so I met him at the Combine and then went to Baton Rouge and we spent a small amount at the Combine. Those are kind of more introductory ones. At LSU, we spent a good bit of time together after his pro day. So Adam and I stayed in Baton Rouge longer and spent time with him, and that was good. But it was probably on the last visit here that I got probably to know the ball player. I knew the ball player, but I got to know who the man was. You know, I found out more about who he was. And you'd heard so many other people talk behind him about the competitor, whether it was people at LSU or his former offensive coordinator who was at Notre Dame. But to spend the afternoon with him on his visit here that day, leaving here, you know, that was probably, I knew much more about the man, Jayden Daniels, and not the ball player. The ball player, it was a pretty easy evaluation.
This franchise, you weren't here before, but this franchise has had quarterbacks who were high caliber. Some to us on the outside looked like they were more interested in their brand than what was going on in this field. That's not this kid. This kid is about as humble. I keep calling him kid. He's a grown man.
Yep.
He's about as humble as it comes for a guy who's been picked as high as he is, and coming off of what he did in college.
Right.
That has to help the entire team as far as the success you guys want to build.
I think one of the things that I really admire about him so far, he's got a good balance or a ratio of confidence and humility. The confidence to trust what he sees, to play fast, to be aggressive, and he really knows his stuff in this offense. The humility is, you know, his appreciation and gratitude for others, and you know, the opportunity here with he and his teammates. So it's this really cool balance, because if you had been out of whack on one of, you know, sometimes you see somebody who's too confident in the ego, or somebody that can almost be too much humility and self, you know, no thank you. And so he's just very aware of who he is as a man, and he's very comfortable in that. And I think most people can see through the BS if somebody's not being authentic. And you spend one day with Jayden and you can realize, man, this is a really real guy, a real competitor, and that's why the teammates and coaches too gravitate toward him so much.
Last thing on Jayden, we've seen the first two games, him throw a pass that he checked down to, right?
Yep.
And you were like, okay, I'm not supposed to do that right now, but okay. And then I'm doing the game the other night, calling the game, and I can clearly see when he makes that run, there's head coach going, get down.
Yeah.
But that's a good problem to have, because you have a guy who is willing to do basically whatever it takes to get the first down, get the points on the board.
It is, and there's also some lessons there, like all things that you want to learn, and say, finding the right spots to compete. And I think as any competitor knows, finding the right spots is, you know, half the battle. And so on that particular play, first down was had, we get to go move the chains again. The other 3 to 4 yards on that particular extending of the play, does not matter. And so those were the ones and the moments to say, by design, this is, you know, what we're looking to do. And so we had a good long discussion on that today.
I don't want to get into all the position battles. What I want to know is you guys have decisions to make. You got
Yes.
one more preseason game, 90-53, right?
Yep.
How difficult is that, or what takes place in that building? Your position coaches are going to lobby for guys. Can
Yep.
you take the viewer through that process of chopping down from 90-53?
Yeah, and it's absolutely the toughest part of the job, because so many people are going for it, you know, at the highest level. But really, every time out here, that's a chance to perform. And so the coaches are evaluating you, the scouts are evaluating you. Then when you play these other practices, now our team and their team are evaluating you, and then into the game, obviously 31 others. So we also want to say this is an opportunity to show what you're capable of and how to play. And when you get to that spot, that's when you're going to put your best foot forward. Post game, there's a personnel meeting that usually takes place, coaches and scouts. You go through every player on the roster. What'd you see it at practice? What'd you see it in the game? What would you like to see more of next week? What other versatility things are there? How would this player fit into the rotation? So you start moving forward into those things. But the conversation about the roster is always ongoing with Adam and I, and how do we find the best group together? And so that's the thing. How do you find the best team? Not the most talented group, but the best team. And I do love that about our guys. In fact, I said that today, is the thing I love most about our team is the team and this connection they have and their ability to communicate and work through things together. It's a really unique group that have really come together quickly.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned it during your press conference. We saw Jonathan Allen running down the field when Tyler Owens makes a play.
Yes.
We saw your starting quarterback jump up and down like a little kid on the sideline when a quarterback who will not be on this squad, Trace McSorley, but filled in nicely. I say, you can't say that. But Trace filled in and almost led on a game-tying or game-winning drive, and it's Daniels who's running up and jumping up and down. I mean, there's what's going on with this squad. It's a little different than I've covered football for almost 3 decades. It's a little different than what I'm used to seeing.
And it's our version of going from a neighborhood into a brotherhood. You know, people in the neighborhood, you wave hello, but you keep on moving down the street a lot of time. Yeah, that's my neighbor, he's a good guy or a good gal. But a brotherhood is different, you know, and you have their back and you're pushing forward. And so that's what's fun to see about this team, has gone into brotherhood mode of supporting one another and wanting to demonstrate that trust and love for one another. And so when you have those things and they're able to demonstrate it to one another, I think that's a really cool thing. And for us, why be like everybody else? You know, if we want to be unbelievably tough and connected, and so we don't just have to be normal at that. And so that's a gap that we can step into and we plan on.
And the last question, I know fans can't wait for the regular season. Media can't wait for the regular season. How about the head coach? Are you still willing to say, let me just evaluate my guys, we've got one more preseason game, or are you itching to go?
I haven't let myself go to the regular season yet. And the reason behind, there's still some really important roster decisions that have to be made. So to truly be present in that, you have to be in it with them and watch the practice and watch the film and not think so far down the road, because there's a lot that has to be done in terms of putting this roster together in the right spot and putting the right people in the right seats. And so I won't go there yet. So keep the main thing the main thing.